my life, and this being international volunteering. I spent years researching different international volunteering programs, and every time I had the same problem. All of them wanted me to pay them money. And not just my flight ticket or accommodation or expenses. They were expecting me to give them money every month as a bonus to working for them full-time. I don't know about you, but I definitely couldn't afford it at that time. But I really wanted to volunteer, and I really wanted to do something meaningful while discovering the world and meeting other people. I volunteered for years back home in Ukraine, and I know that this is one of the things I really like. I find it very beneficial, I find it very fulfilling, I find it very fun to volunteer with different people in different situations. So I wanted to try to do it on the international level. So after all that research, I started getting a little bit desperate. And at that time, I don't know by which coincidence, I finally found European Voluntary Service. It was September of 2013. I just came back home from Thailand, and I was desperately searching for some other opportunity to travel again and meet amazing people around the world. So when I started reading about EVS, I realized that this was exactly what I needed. I applied the same moment, and I was super lucky because I was accepted for the first project I ever applied for. And in a few months, I was already getting on my flight to Palermo with all of my luggage for 1 year. As you know, I still live here, so I decided to come back. I can explain this only by the amazing time I had here as a volunteer, and all the nice experiences that EVS brought me. I can definitely say that it changed my life in a very positive way. I got to learn a new language. I saw more perspectives for me in the field of work that I rediscovered my love for. I got all the necessary confidence and strength to try to apply for a PhD and got accepted. I found an incredible amount of friends from every country possible, and I'm still in contact with all of them. As I strongly believe that sharing is caring, as we all know, I wanted to do this video to explain to you what is EVS and maybe help some of you to apply for it and have as great of a time as I had when I was a volunteer. So European Voluntary Service is a part of Erasmus Plus program and is financed by European Commission. It was created in 1995 with the objective to enhance the level of mobility of young people, make them more active as citizens, develop their intercultural competences, and also smoothen their transition into adult life. Unfortunately, you can be volunteer for only up to 12 months out of your life. There are short-term EVS programs from 2 weeks up to, I believe, 3 months, and long-term EVS programs from 5 months till 12 months. Every volunteer, after being accepted for a project, receives full support from European Commission. Volunteers get the full reimbursement of their travels to the place of their service, a very nice health insurance, a room in a volunteer apartment that you normally have to share with someone, all the expenses connected to your apartment, help with your visa if you need it, and a monthly allowance that consists of food money and pocket money. You can become an EVS volunteer if you are: first, aged from 17 to 30 years old; second, you are motivated and active and you want to work in the social field; third, you are not an EVS volunteer previously. There are some exceptions to this rule, but I will try to explain it in a different video. Fourth, you can speak English or the language of the country you are going to. You don't need to be super fluent, but the basic knowledge is a must. And fifth one, if you can find a project. There are many specificities and exceptions based on your nationality and your place of residence, but I will try to cover them a bit later. What do EVS volunteers normally do? Most of the organizations that are hosting volunteers are working in the social field. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you are going to become a social worker. There are many projects that are lying in the cultural field. So I know many volunteers who are working in cultural organizations, in newspapers, in museums, etc. There are many projects connected with working with children. Many volunteers are working in schools and teaching English. Others are working in social centers for migrant people, for children, for people with disabilities. I also know many volunteers who are working on the projects connected to ecology and sustainable living. My project was focused on working with migrant people and migrant children. I personally worked in the office of my hosting organization, and in the year that I spent there, I learned a lot about European and local projects. As I already said, thanks to my EVS times, I know people from everywhere in the world. Hashtag once a volunteer, always a volunteer. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will like and subscribe. So this is all for now. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will think about making this into a series. I think it would be quite useful to cover also the process of application for an EVS project and for mistakes that I personally made when I was applying. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you later.